Man, this is this is getting good. I don't care what side you're on this one. It is it is entertaining. So I've kind of been going back and forth watching some stuff on it. You got like all these videos of people showing the Constantine wire and the shipping containers and all this stuff out there. And then, of course, uh, Kim shows me this video of this dude driving down the line where the fence is, right? And he's like, yeah, look at all the holes in the fence. And it was gates. But then you pull it up on Google Maps and it's like, dude, there's like a quarter mile between where that gate or that fence is and the actual border. They're patrolling all up and down that road, and they got the Constantine wire, and then they got the flotation barrier that's in the Rio Grande. Well, anyway, so as of right now, we got like 26 states that are aiding or supporting troops in this Texas situation. And I think it was yesterday or the day before was the first time they had no illegal crossings. They were
Well, no, they
actually
Well, I
all
know
just came in California.
in Texas, in Texas.
in Texas.
But even Arizona sent people, and I know they got their own shenanigans going on right now, and they were willing to come in and help out. I think it's to kind of prove a point that hey, this works if you do the work. So you got all this going on. They had the no traffic's coming. The no traffic coming through. Ports of entry only. But they're shutting down like state parks. Shelby Park, that's right there in Eagle Pass. They've shut that
Yep.
down. That's where they're using as like a command center right now. I mean, you go
There's a
back.
golf course right there.
Yep, there sure is. I go like I think we figured out it was like 30, 40 miles south, a bunch of farmland, and you see all the tracks that go in. If you're looking at Google Maps on like satellite mode, you see all the tracks. You can definitely tell that there's been vehicles coming and going from certain points of entry in the water where there's really nothing. So hopefully they got all that secure as well. But man, I mean, they're talking mass support for this. 26 states. That's over half.
I know National Guards have been cycling groups down for border missions. I'm not going to say where, obviously,
Yep.
for years now.
Yep.
So I don't know if maybe they looked at that and then included that in, but that's been going on for a while
So, I
with UAS support
mhm,
um,
manned and unmanned
and
support.
I actually looked at getting a job for Aerostat down there and
Mm-hmm.
changed my mind pretty quick because
Yeah.
I didn't want to live in Brownsville.
Or
Well,
McAllen.
Brownsville's
McAllen's
nice this
cool.
time of
It's a
year.
nice little town.
No, no,
Maybe you could
not for
just live
me.
in like South Padre.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. Just operate from South Padre. Yeah, we're gonna have to take over this resort and set up shop, like what they do in the Middle East.
Yeah, something like that. Details, details. No matter what side you're on, everybody's kind of watching this because this is kind of leading. Now, is this a ploy because of the election cycles coming up? Maybe, but for a lot of us, especially the people that are watching this closely, it's extremely important because it's showing that it can be done, not that nothing can be done about it. So,
Yeah, and that's my thing is Texas. They have to deal with these people once they cross the border. So
mhm.
why don't they have control of that? And they, you know what? Obviously they don't have a state income tax, but they still get plenty of revenue from their business taxes and
Mhm.
property taxes. If you've lived in Texas, you know that property taxes are very high there.
The state rights or federal rights? Which one is going to win?
Which one
Mm,
do you think should
It,
win?
it's
I have
it's
no
not a
idea.
football game, Chris. I just
that
want to see who's going to win.
It's not the Dallas Cowboys versus the Washington Commanders.
Who would have won?
Probably.
Dallas
We
Cowboys,
did.
I meant.
Yeah, we did. We
Well,
twice this year. Twice.
it was a layup game. Apparently, we had too many layup games this year.
Yep.
Yeah.
The whole state versus federal thing right now is interesting to see how it played out because there's still a lot of people that this is obviously a great debate in this country of whether who's got supposed to be the bigger power there is going to be the state in the states area versus the federal government.
The individual.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
I
the
mean,
thing, though, is this is a states' rights thing.
yeah,
Because the states are supposed to hold certain authority that the U.S. federal government, has taken away from them a long time ago.
and
Yeah, I
it's just
mean, I agree with that.
it's good to see that we've got so much support down here because, the president talked about activating the Texas Guard so they couldn't guard the border, but now that 26 other states have jumped in, there's almost zero chance that could happen because that means one of these other states, Florida, like you said, Arizona. I don't have the list of them, but I mean it's probably the usual suspects.
It is literally the flyover states, almost all of them that have pledged support. Montana, you've got Oklahoma, you've got Utah. Even I don't think they sent troops, but I think they sent supplies and some finances. Um,
Yeah, and yeah, there's
Alaska, Florida, Alabama, Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky. It's the usual suspects.
Yeah, that's how I was assuming. I mean, I'm pretty sure New York wasn't in that group,
Nope.
even though they probably should be since we're going to continue to bust people up there.
It kind of hurts my heart being in Pennsylvania, but man, they're not doing anything either. Being up there for a while,
Yeah,
it's one of those that's like, hey, we're red, kind of. Nope.
well, that I
well,
mean, Pittsburgh and Philly and all those places like where you can't win an election without Pittsburgh and Philly
Yep.
if you're the governor. So obviously you're not going to step on yourself.
Yep.
So and that's a shame. That's a shame that it'll always come down to, well, am I going to get reelected if I do this?
Yep.
And that's basically what it's going to come to. So,
which the way
um,
this country was designed was that was supposed to not be in mind. You're supposed to pretty much run one off, one term and then that be that. And so that way you didn't have to worry about, well, if I do this, I won't get reelected.
good time to mention Defend the Guard, which is a bill that's going around, which basically says the National Guard units can't be deployed without a formal declaration of war by Congress. So if either of you guys haven't jumped on and signed that petition, highly recommend it because that's going to keep those guys that are supposed to be state forces at home and not deployed.
Oh, that's a good point.
Like what
What's
happened
it called, Jamie?
during Katrina. It's called Defend the Guard. So during this was one of the big things during Katrina. The Louisiana National Guard was deployed to Iraq at the time, I believe, or Afghanistan. Someone can fact check me on this later. But yeah, they were gone, and so guard units from around Louisiana had to go in and help out. The Texas National Guard being one of them. So,
Yep.
but
So
ultimately, what's that?
I was just gonna say, drop in the website. It's defendtheguard.us.
Yep, defendtheguard.us.
All right.
Our little plug there for the National Guard.
Yeah, gotta keep them home. There's no reason to send them over to keep filling, politicians' pockets so they can launder money through Ukraine and Israel and all those other places as well. So
Yeah. Well, I really like to see the Texas militia get activated here and send them down to the border.
oof. The Texas State Guard.
Yeah.
Some of
Oh
those
yeah,
people are pretty
that's
rough.
right. That's the politically
Yeah.
correct way to call it. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, those. I mean, not to knock on them, but the ones I saw when I was in the guard were pretty rough looking. But I'm like only saw a handful, so because I was wondering, I was like, man, those dudes have Texas patches where their American flag patch is supposed to be. What's going on here?
Yep.
Well, and some of them look like they just wolfed down about 20 Whataburgers before they came in. So
Yeah, but they're
Even
they're a
fat
crack
guys
shot
can
with a
push
rifle.
buttons too, buddy.
Hey, they're a crack shot with a rifle. That Winchester.
Yeah, some of the best. Yeah, some of the best shots. I watched some shooting videos. Some of the best shots are dudes with massive beer bellies. So maybe I am speaking a little out of turn there.
Hey, that's the tripod. Elbows and bellies. Oh, that's hilarious.